I believe that a criminal can usually not pay his debt to society. Most of the time, his crime is going to affect another person, and spending time in jail is not going to fix their life and the damage that they've caused. If a criminal's crime only affected themselves, doing something illegal that had no effect on anyone else, then I believe that they can pay their debt. But otherwise, I don't believe it's possible for a criminal to pay his debt to society.
I don't believe that a criminal can ever truly repay their debt to society because no matter what the crime is, a negative effect will be left on the minds of everyone who suffered through it, be it a thievery or a robbery, and that sort of feeling of loss or feeling of confusion remains with people their entire lives in one form or another. And then obviously with something like rape or murder that's quite intense and very atrocious, that you can't ever fully repay that debt because it will stick in the minds and negatively affect society for as long as people are able to remember it.
A criminal can never truly repay their debt to society because it depends on the magnitude of the crime. So let's say, for instance, they steal something from a store or rob a bank. They can basically make that up by repaying what they basically stole or the cost of their crime. But in something, for instance, a murder or a rape, they cannot really repay that because that emotionally stunted the family. That will basically stay forever. So.
Do you think a criminal can ever truly pay his or her debt to society?
I think that it depends on what the crime they committed is, because if it's something like murder or something that can't be taken back, like where you're actually taking someone that's important away, then it can't be forgiven. But if it's something like stealing or trespassing or something small like that, then it can be forgiven because it can be repaid and it was just a small mistake, and yeah.
Mr. Hardy, can a criminal ever truly repay his debt to society?
I believe so, yes. That depending on the criminal act, certainly any type of burglary, vandalism, anything like that, I certainly think a criminal can repay that debt. In terms of, say, a death, whether it be a murder or a car accident, to the society, I think the criminal can repay that debt. To the actual individual, say, that got wronged, say, if somebody killed my mother in a car accident, am I actually going to be repaid back by that criminal? I would probably say no, but can that criminal repay his debt to the society? I would say yes, in terms of community service, other things that they can do to make sure that other criminals don't end up doing that same thing.
Tyler, can a criminal ever truly repay their debt to society?
I feel like a criminal can repay their debt, but I think honestly, if you did something really bad, like murder or anything like that, you don't really even get the chance to repay your debt. So, I mean, I think for petty things, yeah. But I also think it's up to the criminal to.
Can a criminal truly pay his debt to society?
It's a very interesting question. I think if you asked it monetarily, probably so. But emotionally, I don't think they ever could.
Can a criminal truly pay his debt to society?
I don't think a criminal can ever pay for the harm he's caused the victim or victims in emotional pain. So no, I don't think he can ever truly pay his debt to society.
I don't believe Perry Thomas paid his debt to society. He shot an officer, and that affected the life of the officer and the officer's family. Even though the officer survived, it still was damaging, and after that, the officer will never be the same. He also probably traumatized the people that he robbed at the nightclub. Peary's actions forever changed someone else's life, and I don't think just by spending time in jail that pays back his debt to society.
Peary Thomas did pay his debt to society. Unlike most of the people who surrounded him, he didn't give in to all of the temptations and things that were in his world. He believed that he needed to improve himself, and when he came out of prison, he had refined his philosophical and ideological beliefs to a point that he was a member of society that more or less was a crusader for the truth and the good of all people, no matter where they come from.